too chubby to do an intro, so you're starting out part 2 or 3. I have video evidence. We missed Briarcliff. You're welcome for not beating your ass. We did get a new shock because those ones did not work out. They were completely trashed. We got a new one from VITOS. It looks pretty sharp.
The shifter and then the cover.
Yeah, all it is a bracket.
Yeah,
I actually seen them not too long ago because Double A's got one of those.
I need one. Because I bet the shit out of the other one. Everyone tells me to send it, and then I send it, and then I fall on my face. I am glad to know I'm not the only one that fell on my face, though, based on that picture I saw from Briarcliff. The other guy that rode a Banshee also fell on his face. Oh, yeah. New ASVs with a pink dial on it, and both dust covers this time. Plastic screws so that they all match, because mine don't right now. Jets. Eventually I'll put these grips on, but I'm going to wear the ones out that I have now because they don't have the NFG Banshee ends on them. Throttle extension because my little thumb gets hurt after 2 laps. And if this helps, I don't care what anybody says.
I thought you had to line something up.
All I'm doing is changing main jets.
Oh man, I don't remember. This was like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Into the windows.
Yeah, you line that into the window.
Old school and go to Polaris. And use a drill bit. We're starting with 300s.
Okay. Oh, this song's gonna fuck me. I know damn well on the YouTube it's gonna be like copyright, copyright, and then the only option is to mute it, the entire video, like the entire section that the song plays, or cut it out, and it never cuts it out, right? Or just mutes the whole audio.
That's why I have one. I says, because I got to learn one without and with. I says, and then I taught my friend that too. She had one without it. I says, and then she put one on there and realized, yeah, there's probably a problem with response.
It is a really big
I says, where do you want it?
Yeah, I'll go there.
This song's gonna fuck me too. I'm a little paralyzed. Temporarily disabled. She identifies as disabled.
Well, it is factory. It is a 99. So I gave it some grease and slapped it together.
I'm sure it'll work fine.
Bike doesn't like driving with the front end down anyway.
You ready for this again?
Every single one of these motherfuckers.
Which one? What?
Headlights.
These?
Yeah, they're fancy pretty ones.
Oh. My quad's supposed to be good.
Stuff that's not from MODQUAD.
I've never heard it do that. Well, we missed a bunch of stuff in between, but the Banshee is officially running. And now we just gotta put plastics on over there. These are brand new from VITOS. They should be very close to OEM. They seem pretty solid. They match up pretty well.
as it looks right now. I'm not sure until I put it on the bike, but we will be doing that to see. This should really add to the look. I'm probably not even going to want to put the graphics on once I see the black plastics on there. But it is a full set, even includes the rubber lining for the gas tank. And very well packaged. VITOS has these for a reasonable price. OEM radiator cover, which this will be replaced with my cover from Graphics Producers. Now my graphics, I ordered a custom quad set from Omega, and I'm not sure how I feel about them. It seems like they might not have enough experience with quads yet. A lot of the designs that they had, the logo would have been folded over because of the way that the quad plastics are. Could just be because they don't have experience with the Banshee, which is kind of expected, and not a lot of people do put graphics on Banshees. Maybe a 450 they're better with. And then I just had a lot of back and forth with the customer service. It's all the same stuff, but I just had to send it back repeatedly to make sure that all of the things I originally listed were done. And then they kind of put it on me as in like, this is your final revision. I'm like, I never really changed anything from the original request. It's just that they didn't produce it from that original request, and I had to keep going back to it to make sure it was the way I wanted it, which my graphics are relatively plain, aside from like adding logos that I already provided and gave them the vector for, and it shouldn't have been as difficult as it was, I don't think. That I'm already noticing some imperfections in here. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know if you could see it because the holographic is kind of messing it up, but it's almost like scratched here already, which is not, I'm not really thrilled about that, because they haven't even been put on yet, so that's not that great. Oh no, is this bent? That's not gonna be fun to work that kink out of. I mean, it might. Once it heats up, it might be okay. Obviously, you can see where that goes on the rear fender. So far, this is like matching up perfectly. I mean, pretty spot on. Obviously, I only have it like loose on there. This one I am having trouble with because it's bent. So not the plastic's fault, because the other side was perfectly fine and matched up good. And then even the front so far, you know, it's popping on exactly as it's supposed to be. I'm not having to maneuver the plastics or force them into any of these, so I'm actually very impressed so far. These plates, I think once I drill these out, this plastic outline should pop off too, and just have these holes under here. This one will drill out, and this is my personal favorite. And the OEM bolts, I have an aftermarket bumper, so I had to put a different bolt in here because the other one, which is in my pocket, this one is just a little too short because the bumper is a little thicker, so I had to change that. Otherwise, these are popping on really easily. I just have this set in here just so I can match it up. One thing though is when you get the gas tank new, they have the bolts in between here. I didn't see any in here to connect them. If you don't have bolts to transfer over from old plastics, you may need to get these two to connect the gas tank together, because it goes like over here. So this has to connect together. You might need those two bolts. I'm already fucking it up. I kind of started lining it up, just taping it on there, because I still have to do some things before I actually lay them on. But as I'm going through making sure I have all my pieces, I'm not gonna say that they're bad. I just, like, there's dents, and it's probably easier to see if it's not in holographics. Hold on. Let's
see. It's okay. See the dents right there, right there. And there's another one here and a couple down here. I just don't really like how they showed up that way. I mean, this hasn't even been taken off yet. It hasn't been put on the quad. I literally just took it out of this plastic. So I don't think there should be scratches on it already. But my $150 ones from eBay did not have that on there. So just a note. It is slightly off because of that pink line. If I line it up so it's straight, this doesn't match. So that it has a little bit more of an angle. I think it'll be pretty easy to see out on the track here. Alba Racing. Man, design here should be like a fucking disco ball on the track. It's gonna be awesome. The only thing is, so I have it kind of just taped on right now to see how it lines up. This piece, I noticed my first set also had a problem with this piece, and then this piece, this hole doesn't match up. You have to have this much of a gap for this hole to match. And this one I'm not sure about how it'll fold over. I'm not sure why that's cut out, but I'll see when I put it on. But otherwise, I do like how this piece, all these three pieces are separate. And this piece is one cut out and then it separates from here. And this isn't just one piece like my other set was. And I'm not sure why there is this cut here. So I might have to line that up. But if I line it up with this corner, then this is missing. But if I line it up with this corner, then that's off. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. But I just wanted to throw it on here and see how it'll look first. Make sure I have all my pieces. And this kit does come with 3 mini plates, 3 medium plates, and large plates. Well, apparently this is the under fender sticker, which doesn't really make sense because, I mean, you see the size of this, like, what, why? Just, why? Like, under fender stickers cover this whole piece, so what is this gonna do, you know? I don't know. We'll see, but this is what you get when you get an under fender sticker. It's not even the size of a number plate. Because here is a number plate. So just keep that in mind, but you do get 3 mini plates and 3, this is large plates, I guess. Here's a roll of tape to give you an idea. So we'll see how they line up. I've got the gas tank and the radiator cover on. Only thing I will say is, let me see if I can get it. Okay, these parts right here, I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything that would have made it. I could maybe the heat, but I was at least this far away with the heat gun, and I think this isn't actually a bubble, but it had like a crease there. I worked it out. That I think is from something under. I don't know why, but I worked it out, but it's still showing like the stress mark. So one thing to keep in mind with the holographic is, number one, it makes it really hard to see the bubbles with the light reflecting off of it, and number two, any little imperfection that, like especially this one that came with, that was already on here before I even took it out of the package, shows very easily. And then as you're applying it, any stress mark that's flat, but any stress mark or crease will show on the holographic, very pronounced compared to, you know, flat matte graphics like these. Very noticeable difference when you look at details like that. Also, I'm not sure why they packaged it this way. This was all in the same package. It all fit in this box here. So this one was straight, which was fine, but for some reason they bent this one and put a roll of something in here. I'm hoping that doesn't show a crease line,
That will kind of upset me if it does crease like that, but if I can take it out and straighten it, it should be okay. But if that one was straight, why wasn't this one straight? I'm not sure what their reasoning was, but I'm sure they had a reasoning behind it, so we'll work with what we've got. But it looks really good against the black plastics. As I'm lining this up, it's a little off. See, this crease should be where it folds over and goes to the back. Should fold over to the back here like this, but if I line that crease up, then this one doesn't fit in this indent. If I line this indent up, then this crease is off. So I could line up with the crease and then dig that into there. But shut up, Serge.
What?
You want to show them how to do it?
Sure, I mean I can.
Not on mine. Not on mine. You can play with the old graphics.
Stay away from the pitter.
Yep, going to the pitter. Let's see. Those are the ones you did, right? Let's see. You want to talk shit? This is what it looks like when Serge does graphics. Isn't that beautiful? Talk your shit, Serge. Anyway, as I was saying, I have to move one of these. Either sacrifice the crease or kind of indent this one so it's a little bent, and these ones will match, and this will match up to here. Otherwise, it'll be all thrown off. So, and this is a little wide here. I can crease that into, and this is a little off also. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do the best to make it look pretty fitting. And I really hope that comes out. This looks really cool, but it's going to drive me a little bonkers because this spot from putting it on, I mean, this is a flat surface. I've done MODQUAD, I've done a Honda TRX. This is a flat surface. Shut up, Serge! So this is a flat surface. This should be way easier, but these graphics really do not like to be moved, like adjusted at all. So if you have any kind of crease, once the crease is there, it is there. And I don't know how this happens. I can't believe that it's from the heat, because I've held the heat gun pretty far away, and then randomly, before you can even feel the vinyl being hot, it makes this mark, and it's almost like fingerprinting the graphics. Like here, this one's super flat, and one swipe that way caused this imprint on it. So that's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna see that all the time, and you can't fix it. I don't know how it's not even like, it's not rough. It's still smooth, but it just smeared it almost. It's weird. Oh, and this back part was not fun to do. These didn't match up the greatest. I was able to match this pretty good. You could have put more space in here. I think I could have, but I didn't really want to. I wanted these to look next to each other. But this part was not fun to put back in. If it fits in here, it doesn't fit out here. I think this piece is too short. I think it needs to be a little bit longer, because this corner's in, but this corner is too far. That corner's in. But here again, this is where if it's stressed too much, it leaves a mark. And it just doesn't fold the way the plastics do. Now it could be the plastics too, but I doubt it, because these fit pretty close to the holes. So I'm gonna go with that it's the graphics. And it's oddly shaped, like it should either go all the way across here or not at all. Only heated this up very briefly, just enough to get it to soften from up here, and then I went to put it in, press it into the indent, and you can see it already kind of smeared. Not kind of, it really smeared, and that's like barely any heat. So I don't know how these are going to hold up.
you know, they scratch really easily. Oh, you can see there's a scratch there. They scratch really easily, and obviously anyone in motocross knows that it's kind of the whole point of the graphics is to protect the plastics from scratching, but they're scratching just as easily. So I couldn't get it hot enough here to seal this. It's still raised. As you can see, my finger goes crossed. So I'll have to go back over that again. If I do hit it too hot, it'll smear, and I don't want to do that because that will just look awful. Fit is just not right. If you line this up, something else is off. If you line this up, something else is off, and obviously these are too big. There's extra on this side, there's extra on this side and this side, so I've cut that. And then when I did this one, I started from here and went up, but when I did that one, I started from the top and went down. And I still had the same problem with overlining, overlapping, not having this lined up right. I don't know, I guess because either way you put it, it just doesn't line up completely great. So hopefully these last and they can make it through a season.